Hello and welcome to the next video of my LPL 2024 preview series. We're going to cover Team We, otherwise known as Team World Elite. They've made a couple moves this offseason, swapping out 3 players, keeping the jungle in support. The last 3 years of this team's, domestic results have been all over the place. So in 2021, they went 21-11. They actually had a pretty good year. However, in 2022, it all fell apart, going 4-28, and in summer going 0-18. An absolute disaster. Now, last year, 15-17, they started getting better. They had Rookie and Hang in the jungle and added a couple of pieces, made a trade during mid-season to try and improve the top lane. However, 15-17, and they decided, hey, we're going to make some more changes. So, as far as those are concerned, Cube is out from top lane. We have Shanks and Hope going to not anyone's legend. And they bring in Wayward, Fofo, and Prince. So, in top lane, by the way, the average age of this roster, 23 years old. Wayward, 22, coming from Top Esports. In 67 games, majority summer split. He had a 3.3 KDA, 7.7 CS per minute, 55.3 KP. Definitely left a lot on the table. Frankly, I think Wayward is a lot better than this, but if this is what he is at this point, then he has really fallen off from his Worlds run and things like that. 20 gold share, 433 damage per minute, which is only 19.6% of Top Esports damage. I understand Rookie and Jackie were on those teams dealing a lot, but under 20% ain't cutting it. You need to be higher, especially given the fact that Top, they weren't a JDG situation, right? TN is not eating a ton of that damage. Wayward should have been getting more. 12 champions played. Kesante, Gragas, and Nar accounting for 55% of the games. Behind him is 705 before people get confused. 21 years old, struggled. He is not going to be pushing Wayward for anything this year. 59, well, at least right now. 59 games played, 2.8 KDA, 7.4 CS per minute, 52.5 KP. 20 gold share, under 400 DPM, and 10 champions played. In the jungle, we have Hang, who actually is 22 years old, and that kind of took me off guard for a second. I thought he was younger than that. So, rookie last year, similar to Yike, though, right? So, coming in at an older age by rookie standards and doing well. He looked very mature out there, looked like he looked like he belonged. Now, at the same time, he is a pure facilitator. In 85 games, 3.2 KDA, 5.1 CS per minute, 72.4 KP, 18.2 gold share, 291 damage per minute, which was only 13.4% of damage. Had played 15 champions, though. Vi, Maokai Sejuani accounting for 58% of the games. Just doing some quick math here. This team's going to have to find damage, and we'll talk about that. Behind Hang are a couple LDL junglers. View, 21 years old. We've seen him in the LPL in the past. 46 games, 3.7 KDA, 5.4 CS per minute, 71.8 KP, 18.3 gold share, 351 damage per minute, 12 champions played. And Yanjang, Yanjang, I guess is how I'm going to pronounce it. Played the other half of the split, playing 45 games for Team We in the LDL. Had a better KDA at 4.3, but gave up some farm for some KP. So had a 5.1 CS, but 3 out of every 4 kills, 76.1. Facilitator, 18.9 gold share, 305 damage per minute, 11 champions played. And they have MXX as well, who they signed to be on the LDL team, age unknown. In mid lane's the oldest player, Fofo. He'll be 25 years old before the season starts. In 112 games with EDG last year, he had a 4.5 KDA, 8.3 CS per minute, 70.6 KP. Facilitator oriented. He's going to get his nose in there and make things happen. Playmaker. Will not be getting a ton of resources. Now, at the same time, we do have to give him credit. He dealt a good amount of damage. So 21.5 gold share, but 620 damage per minute on EDG, which is over 27% of the team's damage. So he is like a 1B carry on that team. And actually, we were talking about Azir in the Discord over the last couple days, and Fofo only was behind Chovy in Azir DPM with more than 10 games played, which was something interesting that I felt, why not mention it? His Azir is better than, his Azir dealt more damage than anyone else that played it a lot last year. Niski from SK now actually had the most. 16 champions played for Fofo. Jace, Azir, LeBlanc accounting for 43% of his games. Bulu Kaka is behind him, so 19 years old. I know Jerb really likes him. He's got him in our Dynasty League beta or whatever that I have going on in the Discord. Will be in the LDL this year for sure. These numbers have not earned him a call-up. 91 games played, 4.6 KDA, 8.3 CS per minute, 72.2 KP. Still had 22.3% of the team's gold, though, despite being low on CS. 567 damage per minute, played 17 champions. 80 carry, we have Prince. Prince played with FlyQuest last year after playing with Live Sandbox the summer 2022 split. Had obviously a monster split. Looked fabulous, but struggled in the playoffs. And then with FlyQuest, mixed bag, to say the least. It just didn't work with Fly. It really didn't. 48 games played, 4 KDA, 9.8 CS per minute, 65.4 KP, 25.1 gold share, 597 damage per minute, which was 27.8% of FlyQuest's damage. Vikla actually, I believe, dealing more, but having less farm. This is the thing with Prince, and I really should look back at his 2022 stats to wonder, how much DPM he really was putting out. If I recall, the DPM was not there in the playoffs consistently, which is why they got knocked out. Regardless, I have found with Prince that the big moment is something he struggles in. We see him with interactions with people. He gets nervous, he gets anxious, and I do wonder if on stage that's happening as well, because he's not quite the same player when push comes to shove. Also speaking about that damage, so we have 55%. Let's just, obviously this is haphazard math because we're talking about literally 4 different teams here, but we have 33% damage share up here, and we have 55 here, so 88. 12% out of Iwandi would be kind of high. So somebody is going to have to be dealing more damage than they did last year on their respective team, whether that's going to be Hang, Wayward, or Prince. I don't know. I think Fofo could probably drop off a bit, and it's going to have to come down to Wayward to bring that up. He's going to need to, it's one of those things where I'm talking in a way of somebody's got to deal more damage they dealt last year, frankly. And somebody's going to have to be a little more aggressive than they might have been in the past. At 15 minutes, Prince was up 10 gold, down 2 CS, 155 XP, 3 solo kills, 10 champions played. Aphelios, Zeri, Zaya accounting for 56% of his games. Behind him are 2 80 carries that have LPL experience. Stay at 21 years old. 61 games with the LDL team last year, 4.3 KDA, 9.7 CS per minute, 76.3 KP. The team fought around Stay. Stay was very involved. 3 out of every 4 kills. 25.1 gold share, put up 745 DPM, which is a good amount. 13 champions played. And then we have Xing. Xing at 21 years old. Played the other 30 games. I've liked what I've seen out of him at the LPL level as well. 3.5 KDA, but 10 CS per minute and 70.6 KP. So not quite as involved, but more farm. Now, that results in a higher share of gold, but less gold damage. 587. So, you're giving up 160 DPM and you're getting more farm. This is not how this is supposed to work. You need to be dealing more damage if you're getting more farm. So, understandably why Stay is listed above him and why Stay is the sub on the main roster right now. Xing played 11 different champions. Then we have Iwandi, who I thought looked really good alongside Prince Hope last year. Hope and Prince are very different. Hope is an inter that needs to be babysat, where Prince I don't feel like is an inter in that same way. I don't feel like Prince is going in and dying, where Hope very well might, hence Prince not dealing a ton of DPM. Iwandi in 85 games had a 3.6 KDA, a 79.2 KP. So pretty much 4 out of every 5 kills. That's very high involvement. Iwandi joining Hang, going around the rift. Over 200 DPM, which you could argue is going to make up for some of that 12% I'm talking about that's missing. 20 champions played. Nautilus, Nami, Rakan, accounting for just over a third of those. And then we have Kadaya at 22 years old behind him. Kadaya has LPL experience as well. So really there are 4 players on this LDL squad for Team Wii that have significant game experience. Kadaya played 91 games last year, so both 80 with both LDL 80 carries. 4.3 KDA, 80.5 KP, so actually 4 out of every 5 kills. 170 DPM, 18 champions played. Warhorse is the head coach, former Flash Wolves coach, as well as FPX's coach when they won Worlds. He's 85 and 41 in the LPL over his career in the regular season. That includes I think that is best of 3s. In the playoffs and individual games, he's 28 and 32, and then at Worlds International events, he's 14 and 4. That's the only international event he's been at on a major roster. As coach, I believe he might have went as Flash Wolves coach as well, but I don't include minor region coaching stats on here because oftentimes it will inflate, you could argue domestic stats. I mean, if they have domestic players, it doesn't necessarily inflate it. But internationally, it will deflate international stats because they're minor region teams. They're only going to do so well. Obviously, Flash Wolves is the exception to that rule, along with like Moscow 5 and very few others, Taipei Assassins and things of that nature. So that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and I hope to see you again tomorrow.